Good morning, class. My name is Eva Krawczyk, and I will be a substitute teacher for today. Unfortunately, Maria is sick, so I will replace her today. And I want you to remember that word substitute because we will use it in our class today. So today we are going to learn a word problem, how to solve a word problem. Okay? So I have this word problem. I have a sheet for everyone. So you pass some to your neighbors. Thank you. All right, and let me read that word problem. Sherry sold 85 tickets. She charged $5 for the kids' tickets and $8 for adults. And she took in a total of $515. How many of each type of ticket did she sell? So this is our word problem. So let's imagine Sherry works in a movie theater, yes? And so she sold 85 tickets, and she sold for adults and for children, altogether 85, and she collected $515. And our problems to solve is how many of each type of tickets did she sell? How many of the adult tickets and how many of the kid tickets? So what do we need to do? We need to create an equation. Before we go to this, we know that we have kids and adult tickets, yes? And all together we have 85. We also know that Sherry collected $515, yes? So this is important that when we created the two equations, we need to do two equations because we have two unknown that we need to solve. We cannot put the number of the tickets and the money collected into one equation. Those are two different results, ways of measuring, so we can do that, yes? So we need to have one equation that will be connected with the amount of the tickets collected, and the other equation with the money that was collected. I'm sorry, the tickets that were sold and the money that was collected. So let's see what information we have. We know that we have 85 tickets, and that's the number of sold tickets. We know that there was $515 collected. Yes? So this is our collected money. We also know that one kid ticket costs $5, and we also know that one adult ticket costs $8. What we don't know is how many of kid tickets and how many of adult tickets. So how many? This is unknown. That's what we need to figure out. So call it X. We don't know that yet. And we don't know how many adult tickets. And we will call it Y. So, to unknown, we need to create two equations. So one equation will have something to do with the number of sold tickets, and the other equation, it will have something to do with the price, right? So we know that we have 85 tickets sold, yes? All together, but we don't know how many of the kid tickets and how many of the adult tickets. So we don't know basically this. We know that we add this to this, X to Y. it will give us the number of the sold tickets. So that's our first equation. Let's create second equation that will have to do something with the money. So we know that the money that was collected after selling the 85 tickets was $515. We know that each kid ticket costs $5 and each adult ticket costs $8. But we don't know how many. We don't know how many. Yes? We don't know how many. We don't know how many kid tickets. We don't know how many adult tickets. So what we can do, we need to figure out how to solve at least one, because we cannot solve both of the equations at the same time. So we need to solve either for x or for y first. So this equations looks easier. So let's start with this one. Yeah, so it's the same equation. So let's solve it for x. So if we want to know how for the x, we need to move y to the other side, right? We are changing the signs. So x is equal to 85, and we know that y here was with the plus sign. We move the sides. We need to change the sign. So we will do the minus for y, yes? So that's our equation. We already know what x is, yes? So what we can do, we can substitute. And remember when I mentioned I substituted your teacher Maria? It's the same concept, the same idea. We will substitute for x because we already know what the x is, yes? So we will substitute. So let's focus on the second equation. The first one, let's put it to sleep for a little bit. We don't need it really for now. We will substitute and then we'll continue with the equation 2. So we have 5. Our x now is 85 minus y. Oh, here is the plus, yes? Plus 8y stays the same, and we know it's $515. So what happens when we have a parenthesis? We need to multiply the first element, and then we need to multiply by 5 the second element, yes? So 5 times 85. Let's do some vertical math. 85 times 5 is 5 times 5 is 25. 5 to left. 8 times 5 is 40. And we have 2, so it's 42. So we know that 5 times 85 is 425. Now we have to multiply the second element, 5 times y. So it is minus 5 times y plus 8y is equal to 515. Okay, so now we have only one unknown, which is y, and we can figure out this y now. What we need to do, we need to put on one side the y's and on the other side the numbers. So there will be y's equal the numbers. So let's regroup it. So let's put all the y's on one side. So we have minus 5y plus 8y is equal to 515, and we are moving 45 to this side, yes? We need to change the sign. If there's nothing, we know it's plus, but we are changing the sign, so we need to change it to minus. So we have plus 8y's and minus 5y's, so the calculation is 3y, yes? 3y is equal to 515 minus 45, 425, which is 90. Yes? Okay, so now we need to figure out for y. Yes? And I remember when I was learning math, I was sometimes confused. I knew that I have to do some division, but I wasn't sure to like what to divide by what. So my teacher gave us a very easy trick. He said, put some very simple multiplication. For example, 3 times 2 is 6. Yes? So we need to solve it for y. So our y is here 2. Yes? So in order to get 2, what do we need to do? We need to divide 6 by 3. Yes? So our 6 is, in our case, is 90. And our 3 is also 3. Yes? We can simplify. Yes? We can divide it by 3 because both numerator and denominator, they can be divided by 3. So y is equal to 30 when divided by 3. 30 by 1. So our y is equal to 30. So we already have y solved. Yes? Now, remember when I said we need to put this to sleep? Now we need to wake up. This first equation, we'll go back to it, and we will do another substitution. Yes? So, we'll do the substitution. We are going to use, let me write it again here. X is equal to 85 minus y. We will substitute. We will replace y with 30 because we already know that's the number, yes? So 85 minus 30. So x is equal to 55. And in this way, we solve both our equations and we have answers to our questions. So let me go back to the question. How many of each type of ticket did she sell? So she sold, X is our kid number ticket, so she sold 55 kid tickets and she sold 30 adult tickets. Okay, so I think our class is coming to the end, but I would like to give you a homework, something very similar that you can solve. And you have a good practice, yes? And Maria, when she's back, she can check the word problem. So I have some copies for you. Here are the copies of the second word problem. Yes? Okay, and let me read. You started a new business. You own a kennel. And clients bring their cats and dogs to your kennel when they go away. You bought canned food for the animals, for both of the cats and dogs, right? You bought 100 cans and you spent $245. Each cat can is $2 and each dog can is $3. How many cat cans did you buy and how many dog cans did you buy? So that's your word problem. You also have two unknown, very similar. So you know that you need to create two equations. Make sure not to mix up the amount of the cans with the amount of money collected. They cannot go in one equation. So you need to set up two equations. All right, thank you very much. It was my pleasure to substitute for Maria, and hopefully one day I will teach you again. Thank you so much and have a good day.